All right, let's dive into one of the most incredible stories of human potential you are ever going to hear. Seriously, it's a story that sounds like it's straight out of a movie, but it is absolutely 100% true. Just imagine setting a goal for yourself that sounds, in your own words, completely ridiculous. That's a direct quote from the man himself, Jason Arde, and it just perfectly captures the sheer unlikeliness of his journey. And yet, that's exactly what happened. This isn't some made-up script. It's the real life of Professor Jason Arde, who now teaches at one of the most famous universities on the entire planet, Cambridge.
So that's the big question, right? How on earth does someone go from not being able to read at 18 to becoming a Cambridge professor? The answer is, well, it's a journey through some serious struggle, amazing insight, and the incredible power of belief.
To really understand how he got to where he is, we have to go all the way back to the beginning, to the enormous challenges he was up against as a kid. So, Jason was diagnosed with autism and something called global development delay. He said that his cognitive processing was just very, very slow. And get this, for the first 11 years of his life, he was completely nonverbal. Couldn't speak. Not a single word. This timeline, wow, it just puts the struggle into perspective. From the age of 3, he was doing 4 to 5 hours of speech therapy every single day. And for 8 years, nothing. Then, at 11 years old, he finally spoke. But even with that breakthrough, by the time he was 18, he was still illiterate. Can you even wrap your head around that? Hearing your own voice for the very first time at age 11? He later said he didn't even expect it to sound the way it did. I mean, it was this massive moment. But his journey was still just beginning. Now we get to the first huge turning point. And it didn't come from a doctor or a specialist. It came from the brilliant insight of his mother. See, here's the game changer. His mom did her own research. She learned that repetition is a really common trait in autism. But instead of seeing it as a problem, she saw it as a key, a potential strength that could actually be used to unlock learning. And this is just genius. She found something Jason was really into, the game of snooker. Now, if you know snooker, you know it's all about repetition. You assess the shot, you cue it, you shoot over and over. Her whole idea was if he can master this physical repetitive pattern, maybe, just maybe, he could apply that same discipline to learning how to read and write. So his mother figured out how he could learn. But the next piece of the puzzle came from a mentor who gave him the why. A teacher named Sandro, who saw something in him that no one else did. Jason says it himself. The caring part of education is what matters most. It wasn't just about the techniques, it was about someone actually believing in you, seeing you. And look at this. You can see how perfectly Sandro's approach built on what Jason's mother had started. He took that exact same idea of repetition and just hammered it home with academics. Phonics, reading, writing, again and again and again, until it finally started to sink in. But what Sandro gave him was so much bigger than a teaching method. He actually took an interest. He gave Jason a sense of control, of importance. He made him feel like he was capable. And yeah, he was tough. He demanded discipline. But at the same time, he was telling him every single day, you're going to do something great. This right here might be the most powerful thing Sandro did. He didn't just teach Jason. He helped him see himself. He looked at him and named his superpower, his indomitable will. He literally gave Jason the key to understanding his own strength. And Jason's own words tell you everything you need to know about that impact. That kind of belief, from one person to another, it was completely life-changing. No question about it. Okay, so now he has the tools. He has the belief system. And this is where we get to the final chapter, the totally incredible, almost unbelievable rise through academia. This was basically his winning formula. He had that indomitable will Sandro spotted, the repetition strategy his mother unlocked, and his own natural gift for connecting with people. You put those 3 things together, and it's a seriously powerful combination. So he takes this formula to university and just goes all in. During his second year, he finds out what a PhD is, and right away he tells Sandro, I want to try and get one of those. And from that moment on, yeah, he was pretty much unstoppable. So, what was the result of all that work? Well, he didn't just succeed, he reached the absolute top of his field. He became one of the youngest professors ever at Cambridge. The boy who couldn't read at 18 had arrived. This really gets to the heart of his story. His success didn't come from a huge crowd of supporters. It was sparked by the focused, unwavering belief of just two people, his mom and his teacher. In the end, Jason Arday's journey is just this incredible testament to pure determination, to the power of finding new ways to teach, and to the massive, life-altering impact a single mentor can have.
His mother and Sandro saw a potential in him that the world just couldn't see, and they helped him find the key to unlock it. And it kind of leaves you with this big question to think about, right? What potential is hiding inside all of us, just waiting for the right person or the right strategy to finally bring it out into the light?